Hello, thank you for tuning into this section of readings. This is on YouTube channel James13 Wicca. I am currently doing in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. If you're near there and you want more details, shoot me an email. I'll tell you about it. Um, I'm going to put the information like the decks and stuff like that below. Other than that, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com if you're interested in the donation information that's below. And let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Gemini? We have a card that's over here. It's face down. It just kind of like slapped out of the deck. So I'm like, what? What is that? Just the way it came out was just bam. And I was just like, something is coming. It looks like it's more in the future. Something that's going to jump forward. I feel like Gemini usually kind of goes in a good direction with that. Even if it's not pleasurable, Gemini's kind of like, all right, this is what I need to do. And you just handle it if you have to. It's kind of like if you're driving down the street. I feel like this is what this might be going forward. You're driving down the street, you're in the car, you're in motion, something jumps in front of you, you react the way you need to react, and you move on with life. That's kind of how I see Gemini, especially if you're already in motion. You just kind of like, got to do it, got to keep going. I could be wrong, but you'll let me know in the comments, I'm sure. So, the energy around this situation at the moment, it's very random, but it's like there's more. I know there's more. It's very random, but I don't feel like it's the worst random, and I don't feel like it's like completely unpredictable. It's just random. It's kind of like working with like a few different like bubbly personalities in a situation where every day is different, and it's just kind of like just every day is different. There's a little something different here, a little something different there. It kind of reminds me of like working at an ER emergency room. Every day is different. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like we can schedule a bone break at 2 and stitches at 5, and every day this happens. It doesn't happen that way. Might have some of that, may have none of that, may have way too much of that. You never know. Only thing that might be predictable is that like on a full moon it's probably going to be crazy. I don't think there's a full moon factor here. I noticed. I don't think there's a full moon factor. Not in this one. There's a lot going on here, but the history of it is what's important because it's setting up your future. You got the Emperor in the past with the. It's not the Two of Cups, but my first thought was the Two of Cups. Don't give up on love. I feel like in the past, you have helped somebody get footing. So this situation has had issues, and I feel like somebody was struggling with it in some aspect. It could be leading the situation, or it could be just dealing with it all together. And you brought in a couple bursts of fresh air. And I feel like this energy is friendly towards you because of it. Are you best buds? Probably not, but you're still favorable. You could be best buds, but I'm getting it's probably not. It's more kind of like they kind of respect that you are able to open doors or show possibilities that they maybe were like feeling overwhelmed and like, I just think I'm screwed. And you bring in a couple bursts of fresh air and they're like, you know what? I like that Gemini. I feel like that's what this energy is like. You know what? I like that Gemini, which is pleasurable. Does it set up an expectation? No. Okay, that's good. Can we have some dice on that? Wheel of Fortune is all over this thing. Knight of Pentacles. But it's like coming in like this, which means there's some things that keep happening the same way, some things that are completely not. There are some aspects of this that are similar. So it reminds me again. I'm going to use that emergency room, working in an emergency room. What's coming in daily? Who knows? But there might be certain people that work certain shifts, and they might be typically the same type of attitude, typically the same type of energy I have to work with, that type of thing. So those aspects might still be there. Like, okay, I'm going to work with so-and-so, and I know if there's something that involves, children, this person is not a good person to deal with that. I know that most of the time. Versus, I know this person over here might be a good person to use. Like if a child comes in, it's probably better to put this person over in that situation because they do well with that. Those types of aspects. Doesn't have to be, that's just an analogy. I feel like you know that. But Gemini usually catches on to that real quick. So whatever's coming in here, certain things have to be taken care of. There's certain rules. I feel like the ER thing is very good analogy for this because it's kind of like, all right, even though everything's random all over the place, still we got to make sure things are documented. We got to make sure the right people are informed. If there's something abusive going on, we got to make sure the proper people are informed of that and they can do their stuff. This is my part, that's their part. I got to make sure that I, put these things away. This has to be locked away. Got to make sure the keys are here for this person. We got to make sure these things are refilled. We got to, there's certain things, there's certain responsibilities, and you're very active with that. And you do very well making sure certain responsibilities are taken care of. I keep getting somebody with a list. So if that's you, there might be something really pointed going on in a minute. But because I feel like if that's you, if you're one of these people that uses lists, I use lists. I love lists. There's something it's really good. I give you that, but I feel like they're saying heads up because listen closely and pay attention if you're one of the people, especially if you're a Gemini that uses lists. Kind of you don't have to do the list in order, but it's I got to make sure all these things are ticked before I leave for today. As long as all these things are done before I leave for today, we're all good and I'm happy, and everybody else will be too, as far as I can tell. All right, so you're staying the course. You're doing what you need to do. I'll show these only because I'm talking to them, but I haven't picked them up. This is telling me you're doing well. Even though there's a lot of random things here, I keep feeling like a list energy, like something where you're making sure, even though it's all crazy, it's all random, there's a certain, it's almost like, it may not be literally a list, there might be a different system you're using, you're not ticking things off a physical list, but there's somehow that was done, this is done, I've achieved what I needed to achieve. It is random, the energy is hard to hold on to, but you seem to keep a hold of it. You might be also working in conjunction with other people. There could be somebody else with a list. There's something about a list here. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Somebody else might have the list and you're just assisting with it. It's fine. There's something about a list. It seems to be very important. Okay, so this situation going into the next phase, this situation we're going forward. This is the random card. I have no idea what it is. Ooh. Seven of Cups is a lot of possibilities. Could be dreams, thoughts, could be fantasies. How is it applying to yours? I don't think this is fantasies for you. I think this is possibilities. And it's kind of where could this go? Where could that go? This is one of those cards where clearly it depends on what else is going on in the reading. You got to be careful of it because it can give you a lot of possibilities for success, but it could also give a lot of possibilities for, I don't know why I want to use the word inertia. My brain isn't connecting with the whole thing there, but you could get stuck. You could get stuck. You could just keep running around from room to room, just seeing what's in every room. It reminds me of it was once when I was very little. I just remember wanting to know what was in every room and just going it was a little bizarre carnival type thing. And I remember just running from everyone to everyone to everyone to everyone. And by the time I was ready to choose one, it was over. So, you know what I mean? That could be this. I just remember that happening to me once when I was a kid. Just wanting to go through and find out everything and understand what everything is, what are all the possibilities. But by the time it was time to choose, it was too late. We had to go. We weren't there for very long. But like if I had chose something in the beginning, I would have enjoyed something. But I took too long, and then I just didn't get anything. So that's also a thing here. So hopefully I explained that well. This is not expected. When this is coming face down, this is like a lot of possibilities coming in. How can this go better for Gemini? Because I feel like Gemini very much gets excited about possibilities and like where could this go, where could that go. I feel like Gemini likes to explore possibilities, and it can be very easy, and tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, to get like caught up in that process and end up getting nowhere because I get caught in the possibilities and then it just passes me by. I feel like that's a Gemini thing. So the Tower card and the Five of Cups reversed. The Five of Cups reversed in this situation, especially because this is backing it up, which is the Ten of Cups, I don't think there's a bad choice. There's just the need to make a choice. Now, okay, say you get 50 choices. I feel like immediately you're going to like be like, well, these 40 choices are not for me. So it's like you'll cut off, like, 40 of these, they're not going to work. So I got 10 realistic choices. So even if you have 50 of them coming at you, you're going to be like, okay, this whole section, that's not going to work for me. Let's take that off the table. These 10 are real. Trick is, even with those 40, there's kind of like, I feel like that's what's going to be the backlash on that. Like, well, I don't think they are anyway. And you could end up double thinking. Be careful of that. Look at it quick. You're like, these 40 aren't, and then just let it go. Concentrate on the 10 that you know are the best options. Let's do that. 10 best options. You're going to see 10 that are the best options. Concentrate on those. Realize you have to make a fairly quick decision. I feel like you're going to easily get it down to the best 3 or 4. If you have to, just roll a dice, choose one, and go for it. That's the advice with that. Because I get that you're not going to make a bad decision. I don't see you making a bad decision because, again, if you have 50 choices, these 40, probably not the best. And the trick is to not let yourself second guess yourself. These 10, all right, of these 10, blah, 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 these 3 to 4, pretty good. If you have to roll the dice and just go with one, just go with one. That's the idea with this. I'm looking at, see this again, I'm looking at it, but I'm not picking it up. You don't have to fear this part. You got this. It's not, I feel like using your normal rational, how you're going to do it, I don't see a bad decision happening here. But I feel like I have this need, I want to double guess it. I want to triple guess it. I want to research. I want to know, there's things to figure out here. Puzzle, puzzle, puzzle. There's so many puzzles I could figure out. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. This one, I don't think it's hard. This energy, what we talked of before, the Emperor energy, I don't feel like they like to dawdle too much. I don't know if that's going to be helpful or not. I feel like you know how that energy goes. Because it's friendly, but it doesn't like inertia. It doesn't like to just sit around. Even though you might be sitting there, your brain might be very active, but you physically might not be moving forward with a choice. They'll see it as if you're not doing anything. I feel like there's something with that. They might be helpful in helping you move forward. I think what I'm pulling back on is some of them will be kind of nice about it. Others of them will be like, just choose something. So helpful, yes, but it might not be the most comfortable help. That might be there for you too, to keep this moving. As long as we keep it moving. As long as we keep it moving. You have a lot of healing coming out of this. So there's this moment of healing. So this is a good thing. When you hit this, there's this option thing here, right? That's what I'm getting anyway. You could go this is how I was taught to do this. This is what people want me to do. So I guess I could go slow. And now that we chose this direction, we could go slow and try to piece it together slowly. 1, 2, 3, all the way on to whatever number. Ironically, there's this push kind of like this is what people want me to do. I feel like that's more what it is. People would like me to do it this way. That's an option. I'm not thinking that's going to serve you the most or the situation the best. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings are for entertainment purposes only. We know how that goes. But there's another option here. You're an air sign. Intellect. Do it your way. Granted, some people might kind of step back from you for a minute. Let go, do it your way. Some people might, but I feel like it's temporary with that Five of Pentacles. People maybe are they're not the most happy with that. Because I feel like I have to come forward with all the information. It goes in like this order first. Ace of Swords comes in. Do what you got to do. Go with your natural energy. The information sticks where it needs to stick, is what I'm getting. So it seems like it's complicated. I'm not Gemini, I'm Pisces, but I get that it feels kind of complicated to me, but it sticks where it needs to stick. You're going to feel kind of left on the outside for a minute, and then all of a sudden we're starting to make a new plan forward because you've helped evolve it forward. If this goes well, you will feel like you're on the outside for a short period. Hopefully if this plan plays out this way, this reading is helpful. When that happens, you realize it's a short period, and hopefully it doesn't bring your energy down. It's kind of like, all right, I'm not, people are a little upset because of how I did it. They didn't want me to do it that way. They wanted me to do it this way. I did it my own way, but it really is the best for the situation. I'm just going to pull my energy back for a minute and let it settle. And once the dust settles, I'll come back in. Because whatever's coming in next with this situation, whatever this situation is about, I keep looking at this card. Maybe I'm supposed to pick it up there. You got more allies coming in with it. Okay, you got more people coming in, but people who like you. This Three of Cups really keeps playing. It's repeating in different places in this situation. It's one of those readings where it's applied to the past. It's applied to the current energy. It's applied to the future. There's somebody new coming in is more the future energy. You have new allies coming in. And I get that this is meant to bring in a whole new era with that World card. Your gifts need to be in the forefront. Your gifts need to be shown in the forefront. You're meant to be in this situation for the person you are, not the person people want you to be. So remember that. Are we there? Oh, that was an abrupt ending. I think it's good though. All right, I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna shut it down here. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com is James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.